The situation is very complex. Right now, we have China, Russia, Iran, Iraq, Bashar al-Assad coming together against the forces of the United States, Israel, Turkey, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Qatar. As we know from the previous history, fighting ISIS has not been the US's goal. Ever since 2006, according to leaked WikiLeaks documents, the US was planning to overthrow Assad. Now, Assad stood in the way of a pipeline that Saudi Arabia was planning to build that would undercut Russia and provide oil to Europe. That's why he was seen as an enemy way before ISIS. ISIS was supported, just like the rebels in Libya were supported to overthrow Gaddafi. The US and NATO said that they wanted to spread democracy and freedom in Libya. They bombed that country like we are bombing Syria, and now the country is in turmoil. It is destroyed. There's no democracy. There's no more freedom. The US did the same strategy by funding and supporting Syrian rebels. They called them the freedom fighters. Meanwhile, it turned out that they were ISIS. Turkey, Saudi Arabia are buying up oil that ISIS took control of in Syria. They're buying it for cheap. Where are the US sanctions? They put sanctions on Iran. They put sanctions on Russia. But they do not put sanctions on the very people buying, giving ISIS almost millions and millions of dollars every single day, financing their operations. The US was supposed to be bombing ISIS, as we've heard in the news, but they are even refusing to buy training camps that are turning out thousands of fighters a month. Because the US does not want to defeat ISIS, the US wants to defeat Assad because he's standing in their way. You see John McCain here, who visited Syria, was standing behind these so-called freedom fighters. They all turned out to be ISIS. All the arms and all the trainings are going towards radical Islamists, al-Nusra and ISIS. And that's why Russia is now stepping in saying, no, we're really going to bomb this. Now, the United States is saying that Russia is destabilizing Syria. Meanwhile, it was the United States funding and training rebels with Turkey, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, who have done so in the beginning. We see these global forces facing off against each other with this very important prized geopolitical territory known as Syria. But to stop it, we have to be informed about what is really happening and the true history of it, because the mainstream media is sending a lot of propaganda, not dealing with the whole picture.